Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Whiteboard Wednesday. Sorry for missing last week. We were on a little mini vacation down in Phoenix. Today I want to kind of go a little bit into the internal side of YNAB and not talk about how to do anything in the software specifically, but there were some comments on prior Whiteboard Wednesdays asking about more of a glimpse into kind of our thought process behind certain things. So I wanted to talk about our thought process behind adding features, improvements, and when you have this fantastic idea that you come to in the forums and say, hey, this would be great if it did just this for me. This is kind of how we evaluate. We don't have some paper with it all outlined or anything, but off the top of my head, this is kind of what I came up with. So first and foremost, we always focus on the fact that YNAB is a budgeting application. It's not for stock investing. It's not for mortgage tracking. It's not for debt pay down. It's not for filing taxes. It's for budgeting. And from that, if you just stay very strict and focused on the fact that it is a budget application only, you avoid what you see in many software applications, which is bloat, where you end up seeing some small fraction of features used, but the application kind of force feeds it on all of their users. We try and avoid that if at all possible. So when we're evaluating a feature, I will ask myself, will it make budgeting faster? Will it make the process faster? So the imports was an example where it would actually make the process of using YNAB faster. And that was one reason we put it in. Another one was because people wouldn't even give YNAB a fair shake without it. So it does make it faster if you're comfortable with importing your transactions. Quick budgeting as a feature, that's another one that Taylor actually just added a new little feature to that's in beta, I think, cooking right now. Will come out maybe tomorrow or the next day, where it will let you clear out your budget numbers for a month and kind of start fresh. So that just makes it faster instead of having to go down and clear, down, clear. Anyway, faster. Quick budget, importing transactions, just the way the UI flows, we try and have it be faster. The way the app loads, I mean, that's been something we've been focusing on a lot, and I think we got it to a fairly good point, especially when Error 2 comes out, which it just makes the app faster. So you don't have to spend as much time, but you get the same results, and that's important. We also look at awareness. Will you be more aware of your budget, and how will you do that? And one way that I evaluate new features is by saying, is this going to make the person more aware of their money, less aware? Are we going to detach them from the process? And a lot of times with faster and awareness, it's very much a kind of a give and take, because the argument can be made if you're importing your transactions, you're not quite as aware. Some would argue against that. Or if you're quick budgeting, you're not really aware of the numbers. But there are ways that you can still say we're making the app faster and people are maintaining a heightened awareness of their budget. One thing that we're working on with the iPhone app that's coming up is just that. You can be more aware because you're at the point of sale when you make your transaction. It's absolutely fantastic. It's affected me significantly as far as spending goes. So we look at awareness quite a bit. Another one we'll look at is just, does it make budgeting easier? And that has to do with our coaching classes that we offer, where we just want to give understanding. It has to do with the way the app, the way we word things, and we're constantly tweaking wording, making sure we're trying to remove ambiguity as much as possible, not confuse. There are instances where you'll see that Taylor or I kind of write off a feature that you suggest, and in your specific situation it would be a fantastic feature and would definitely make it faster or make you more aware or make it easier, but we have to look at kind of the time it would take for us to build it, and then the users that would be affected. So if you have this feature that would only affect 5% of users and there's significant time, then we have to shelve it. If there are features that affect 5% of the users and they can't use the app or barely can use the app, that obviously is a deal breaker for us, where we fix it. But in the case where it's definitely a feature, doesn't affect the way you use the app or the way that 80% of people use the app, then we normally would just say, okay, we don't have the time right now, and we shelve it. And usually what happens is you'll have new features come along that do affect 80% of people. The time to get the feature set in place is not as long, and that one takes precedence. So you'll have seen me talk about in the forums, oh, we like that idea, but it keeps getting knocked down the list because it's just zero-based for features. You know, we have finite resources. Taylor has finite time, believe it or not, and we can't add everything. And we certainly can't add everything all at once. But that's just kind of what we weigh, the time it would take, the percentage of users it would affect, and would it add bloat? Does it fall into one of these three categories? Does it make budgeting faster? Does it make our users more aware of their budget and spending? And does it make budgeting easier? So now, it's nothing to do with the how-to on the software side, but I thought you guys might kind of enjoy hearing the thought process at least. So thanks for tuning in to another Whiteboard Wednesday, and we will see you next time. Thanks for sharing YNAB with your friends. We truly appreciate it.